Hey guys, welcome back to some more Overhit. Firstly, before we get into the video, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed to me, supported me. We've just hit 9,000 subscribers, which I know isn't huge, but you know, each 1,000 is like a little milestone, and we're creeping towards that 10,000, which is a bit of a bigger one. So I really do appreciate all the support you guys do give. So like I said, thanks for supporting and thanks for subscribing. So now we'll jump into the video, and today's video is going to be about Ludmila. Now, she is one that looked interesting from the start, just based off the fact that she's one of the only, I think there's two SR AoE defense decreases in the game. So she was one of them, so it intrigued me initially. But then when you look at her Grimoire, which adds another damage taken, it just makes her a really awesome unit, and I was lucky enough to pull it. So we'll go through all of her skills, and then I'll do a bit of a talk about her. I'll do some testing for you guys, and basically give a summary of my thoughts about Ludmila at the moment, especially with the Grimoire, because obviously getting that extra 70% damage increase is nice. So her leader skill increases the attack and max HP of magic type allies by 15% each. Really not too bad if you're using all magic characters. For me at the moment, pretty much all the characters I'm using are physical based, so not going to fit into my teams. You know, depending on what you're making, it might have a niche use somewhere down the line, but not really what we're looking at her for. The main skill we are looking at her for is this skill 1, which is attacks 3 enemies, deals 231.9% damage, percent of attack as damage, and sequentially attacks them. Now, 231.9 isn't too bad for a 3-target skill. It's not breaking any records, but it's decent. And her attack is probably, I think, only like 100 less than my young Glek or something like that. So she's got decent, like her attack isn't rubbish, and the multiplier's not bad, but this attack hits like a wet noodle. It really does no damage. So if anyone knows anything about that, let me know, because I just cannot get it to do any damage against anyone. So, but in the end, the damage isn't really what we're using it for. If she did do good damage, it would be a bonus. But what we're really looking at is the debuff. So hitting 3 targets and putting defense break on those 3 targets, reducing their defense by 26.9% is really nice. That's what we're really looking at her for. Her skill 2 is just a single target nuke with a burn. I haven't skilled it up because it's not what I'm really using her for. It may have synergy in a team if you're using her with something that can chain off of burn. It could have a use, but for me, I haven't found a use that I'm really using it for at the moment. And then, like I said, that Grimoire giving extra 17.7% damage taken by the enemies when the active skill is triggered is really nice. And when it says active skill triggered, that means either skill 1 or 2. And because skill 1 does hit 3 enemies, that means you're going to be defense breaking and applying that Grimoire effect to all 3 enemies, which is really, really nice. When we look at gear, basically I just tried to put some status effects success rate on her just to try and land those defense breaks and damage taken increase. I've never seen it miss, so I don't know. It's pretty reliable to hit, so we'll just stick at that. I have maxed out her abilities, got her level cap, obviously she's +5, and the grade I've left her at A. I just don't see me S-grading her anytime soon, purely because I don't need the extra stats out of her for damage or survivability. I'll just put her on the back row for survivability, and she, like I said, she hits like a wet noodle, so I'm not really looking for that damage. So she can just sit at A grade for now, and that's pretty much where she will sit. Now, the first thing I want to do is a bit of a damage test. Now, unfortunately for me, my only real AoE damage dealer at the moment is the proxy. So what we're going to do is, I found a level being 10-9 on hard mode that has a 3-unit front row on the first wave. So we'll go in, we'll do a basic test with the proxy, see how much damage he does with that 3-target skill. Because his skill hits like a lot of little attacks, we're just going to look at the total damage he does to 3 enemies. And then we'll go in and armor break and increase the damage against those 3 enemies. And then we'll check that damage compared to it. He's on 2% crit, so hopefully he does not crit in either one of these tests and wreck it. So we'll go into battle here. We'll go battle start. And we'll take the auto and speed off, and then we'll see what damage we can actually get. So let's take the speed off, take the auto off. We'll go proxy straight up. And let's see the damage he gets. I'll write it down. So 19,260. So 19,260 for that test. That was without the Ludmila debuff. We'll cancel that. And there was no crits. So that's pretty good. We'll go battle start. And now this time we'll just go Ludmila straight into proxy. And see what kind of damage we can get out of that one. Hopefully we don't kill a unit in the meantime. And even if he does kill a unit, the damage keeps ticking from the hits, so it's okay. They can use a long animation there. That's good. It means we're less likely to kill. They all have 2 debuffs on them, which is perfect. And now we're going to go with the proxy. And that damage, no crits, which is good, is 26,943. So if I go ahead and put that into a calculator, if I go the 26,943 and subtract that original attack of 19,260, that gives us the damage difference, which is, wait, if I go 26,943 minus 19, sorry, I stuffed up in the calculator the first time, 260. The difference in damage is 7,683. If I divide that by the 19,260, that gives us 0.398. So the damage increase from the original, like the test without the debuffs, it's an increase of almost 40%. It's 39.8% damage increase. Obviously, you've got that about 17% from the just that the Grimoire debuff alone. And then obviously the rest is going to be coming from that armor break. So the armor break is actually really nice. Having a total increase of 39% that you can then stack, say, 2 abilities off of, or in raid, even if you go there, you could stack, like obviously all your auto attacks, everything's going to be getting that increase. It's really not bad. Now, it is only a 40-second, if we go back to it, I'm pretty sure it's a 63-second cooldown, I'm pretty sure I saw. But it's only a 40-second duration for the second effect. So yeah, 63-second cooldown for a 60-second duration of the defense break. You know, that's pretty good uptime. The only thing is that Grimoire at base level is only 40 seconds, so it will wear off for some of it, but I feel like it is going to do really nice. The main place I'm going to look at this, using this, is in raid. So what we can do an arena test now. I'm not a massive fan of it in arena at the moment. Once again, don't judge my arena when we jump into it. I'm 1 win, 1 loss, and what are we in? We're almost 2 days done for this week. I've been busy, alright? I do my raids, I do everything else, and arena's sort of the last thing I get to. At the moment, I just get trolled by Angelos, so I just get AoE wiped by Angelos, and that's pretty much where my arena's at, so I don't really focus on arena. Arena is something that I'm just leaving on the side, and I'll come back to it once I start getting some SSRs built, because like at the moment it's pretty trollsy. So what we'll do, we'll go in, and the reason I'm going to say that I'm not a massive fan of her in arena is because the 3 target defense break is always going to be targeting the front 3 units on the enemy team. It's always those Angelos and other AoE nukers that are at the back. And best case scenario, you know, you put the armor break on 3 units, you kill the 3 units with the next attack, but that just means that the AoE attackers are just going to wipe your team after that. Like I said, it might be because I'm getting power creep now by all the SSRs that are getting to +5, but I just feel like maybe it's the kind of thing where you've got a single target nuke the front row, and then use her ability and AoE nuke the back row. It'll take some more testing, but we'll just jump in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we'll probably get an Angelo team, which is where, no, this is a different sort of team. I've never seen this sort of combo. Okay, let's just go in. We'll use that straight into proxy. And like I said, if you have an AoE, like an Ashe at +5 or something like that, I feel like this would be a lot better, because that way we might use his first skill, because we don't need really any healing. But I feel like an Ashe at +5 using his AoE would be really nice in this team, because you're getting that higher damage multiplier from being an SSR, and also you're putting damage. Like, I just feel like having an SSR with like a 3-target skill is going to benefit this team a lot more. But as you can see, she's not putting my proxy into that range of one-shot killing. It's just, I feel like the synergy isn't quite there for my team. Obviously, proxy doesn't have the highest damage multipliers, so he's not going to be breaking any records with this anyway. So I feel like I just don't have the team synergy to make it work. Although I feel like it could have a place eventually. Maybe once I do get my Ashe to +5, he's at +3 at the moment, and I've got about 30 shards. I will test her with that, but at the moment, I just from what testing I did do last week, I just haven't quite seen the synergy that I want to see from that ability. So, Arena, I feel like in general, like overview of Arena has potential. I'm not making it work at the moment. That's pretty much it. So let me know if you guys are making it work in Arena and what your comps are. I'd love to hear. But the next thing I want to talk about is raids. And we're not going to jump into a raid because I did some testing and basically my team just doesn't synergize. So for raids, if we're looking at a raid team for us, so I was trying some different things and I just couldn't get anything to work. I feel like the best comp, this is for Fafnir, of course, the best comp for her is going to be something that looks like this. If we go to that, pretty much that team, I feel like she will really shine in if your Tez is +3 or higher. From what I've been hearing from people who have been building Tez and had dupes, unfortunately I haven't had the dupes, but apparently Tez at +3 is doing more damage than a young Gleck at +5. So if you do have that Tez at +3, I feel like it means you're not really needing the young Gleck. From what I hear, the rotation is you just only put young Gleck in to do 1 or 2 attacks in that last minute. But I feel like having Ludmila in there, giving you all those damage increases to your auto attacks and your skills throughout the whole fight, is going to add more damage value than a young Gleck doing 1 or 2 abilities at the end. So this is where I really think she will work. Let me know if you have tried her in a team like this. For me, I just don't think I'm going to fit her in because I just don't have a good leader skill to go with my team. I'm working on some more free-to-play type teams to try and push more damage, but at the moment, Tez's leader skill is just too overpowered to pass up, and the synergy with young Gleck, and I just cannot squeeze Ludmila into my team because I find at level 8, I can do about 300 to 350k damage. Level 9, I max out at about 210k damage. So I just find in those, I just need to have those 3 healers in the Cicero, the Alcon, and Proxy. I can't do it with less than 3 healers. So that's sort of where I'm stuck at the moment with those higher levels. I could probably squeeze her into a team, maybe drop like the Proxy and use her in a level 7 raid. But I can already do more than half the boss's damage in that, so it doesn't really matter. So, like I said, for my team, she's really not working in raid, but I feel like massive potential in a Tez team if you've got a well-built Tez. So that is going to be it for Ludmila, guys. Like I said, she does, like we'll do just general recap. Really, really nice. You're getting from that test that I did in campaign, obviously a bunch of variables, but it was increasing the damage I was dealing on those targets by about 40%, which is really nice. Her damage multiplier on her first skill just seems busted. It's just hits like a wet noodle. But yeah, overall, getting good damage increase from it. Could work in Arena, needs the right comp. Could work in Raid, needs the right comp. I don't have the right comps yet, so I'll keep persevering and eventually test her and hopefully get her to work really well in a team. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.